Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dan.
And Alice.
And this is Plant Abundance on YouTube. This is a check-in video. It's been a few days since we uploaded. Just want to let you all know that we're doing just fine. We're spending the day this Sunday afternoon in the garden, tending to some of the plants, enjoying the sunshine, listening to the birds, just being thankful for the day, for our time. And I just want to address, the whole situation that's going around right now around the globe. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but I just want to let you guys know that my thoughts on that is that everything's going to be okay. And a lot of the proactive approach that governments have been taking around the world, I think, is probably a good thing. So we can utilize this time right now to maybe think about things and figure things out for ourselves, meditate a bit, spend time getting projects done that maybe have been on the back burner. But if you can find a way to enjoy any free time that you might have towards improving yourself in some way, I think that that's the best way to go about it. We live in an area that's on lockdown right now, so unless you have a job that's considered essential, which would be something like utility work or working at a hospital or a hardware or grocery store, then the orders are to stay at home. So the majority of folks are at home right now, and hopefully if you've got a piece of land, you're not even watching this video right now, you're out in the garden doing some gardening, because it is a beautiful day for that. And I just wanted to share with you some of what we have going on today. I'm long-winded right now. Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers?
We are fine, everyone.
Yep, that's all it really boils down to. We're doing just fine. This huugle culture over here, it kind of would slough off at the end, but the end cap is what I like to call it on these huugle beds, is a great place to grow. It's usually going to be right at the edge of a pathway. So I've always done something to build up structure. In the past, I have pounded in different wooden stakes, but I found that those broke down too quickly. So this year, I went with these steel stakes. This is for doing concrete work and construction. I have a bunch of these that I picked up at a yard sale years ago. So I just pounded these around the edge of this huugle culture here, and that allowed me all this space here. I actually put some sweet potatoes in there and then put some soil, and then started to weave in these branches, some from the willow, some from the goji berries, and other plants, as well as the cardoon and artichoke leaves, and just kind of made a nice secure edge there to the bed. And I'm doing the same here using some tree material. I'm going to fill this all in. Just wanted to share it with you. This is fun, doing these creative new little techniques in the garden, so I'm going to continue on with that. The bees have an extra spring in their step right now. So I guess now's a good time to show you one of our new t-shirts for the store. Is this Food Forest Gardening t-shirt, and it's got all the associated words that go along with this type of a lifestyle. So everything from chop and drop, root crops, herbs, compost, mulch, wood chips, you name it, it's represented on this shirt. This is an oak tree outline. Again, Food Forest Gardening. Article of clothing to wear when you're out in the garden, maybe headed out shopping to the farmer's market, Whole Foods, what have you. Because it looks good, it blends in, but then you might catch the eye of somebody who is in that same mindset as far as gardening goes, or you might intrigue somebody with the shirt as well. They might look at it and think about it later. So anyway, if you're interested in getting one of these shirts, there'll be a link below in the description box. We've got several different designs that we're offering right now. So thanks for your patronage and for listening to that little sales pitch, if you want to call it that. But we're over here in the garden in a pathway. So this here is the common mallow, and we have this growing all throughout the yard. It just takes off. It's what we call a weed, I guess, that grows freely throughout the landscape, but it's useful in many ways, in my opinion. One is that the plant is edible, and these leaves can be eaten out of hand. They're mucilaginous, not much taste to them. You can throw them in a salad, in a smoothie. And it's best, if you are harvesting these, to find the younger, tender leaves. Although I've eaten the larger leaves as well. I've never actually steamed these up, but I suppose they'd be good that way as well. But that's one of the benefits to the plant. Another one being that I grow it here in this pathway area as a living ground cover. So It's like a living mulch. It's helping to protect the soil beneath from erosion, from too much sun exposure. And this is a great little pathway plant, if you ask me. At this point, however, it is getting a little bit tall for the pathways. And so what I think I'm going to do is create a sheet mulch here where I'm going to utilize all the plant matter that's growing here now, top it with some cardboard. You could use newspaper, paper bags, what have you, and then top that with some mulch. More than likely, I'm going to be using some cardoon or some artichoke leaves, which I have plenty growing around here, as a sheet mulch on top of the cardboard. So I'm basically just going to lay down that cardboard in this area, smother out all the little plants that are growing, help to free up this pathway, and that's going to provide all this extra organic material that's going to add to the soil profile. And these weeds may come back, and that's just fine. So I'm going to go grab some cardboard that I got.
Vegetable, mulch, root
Chop
crop,
and drop.
chop and drop.
Yeah,
this
so
one.
you can chop and drop this plant as well, which I've done in previous videos. Basically just go around, chop it, mulch it. That'd be another way to deal with it. But sheet mulching is one of my favorite ways to actually build a soil profile. Nice piece of cardboard. Now you'll find nice big sheets like this at some of the big box stores, hardware stores, furniture supply. You can ask them. Or if you yourself order any large appliance, you're going to have big slabs of cardboard like this. Save it, put it in the garden. What I love about this cardboard piece, there's no staples, no tape, no print, nothing. Just perfect. You can see here in 1 second I've covered up all those weeds, and now I'm just going to top this with some cardoon and artichoke leaves as my sheet mulch. Here we've got some artichoke leaves. Makes a wonderful chop and drop plant. There's a lot of moisture in these stalks. It's like a big piece of celery.
It's kind of aloe vera.
So when you use this as a chop and drop, you're adding a good amount of moisture right there at the soil surface as well. Add a few more leaves over here. We've got a little bit of pine straw. Just going to mix that in. All right, so a weed-free pathway now with all this added organic material. Nice and soft, no mud. I left a few dangling leaves over there for the chickens. So you may want to consider growing plants specifically just for creating mulch in your garden. This really takes a lot of the worry and stress out of whether or not we will be able to get some of these materials we like to import on occasion in the future, because we have these materials growing right here on site. We're closing the loop. It's safer, and we're building our soil every time that we do this. I like the way it feels too. crunch down some of the stalks. Okay, honey, we're gonna do it
This is Alice and Ben.
from plantabundance.com. Take care. We'll be talking to you again soon.